What's good, my brothers? It's your man, King Ray Ray. Back up in the joint again. What's good with your homies? Appreciate everybody being in the joint. You know what we gonna do? We gonna keep it a buck. Salute to everybody in the building so far. Shit. I'm to my damn chat. Alright. What up, what up, what up? What up to my homie Kid Famous? In first is in the building. AJ, what up with your salute? My brother SJ3 working the wrench. What up with you, man? My squad on deck. Rooted dog. Peace to you, bro. Salute. GC, I see you in the building, man. My squad in the building. Too deep so far. AJ. Oreo 3, what up with you, man? Tayon Jackson, what up, TJ? J2, Jarrell J, what up with you, man? Andrew Charles, what up, AC? See you in the building. B Mays, my brother. What's good with you, man? What's good with you? Yeah, we at the halfway house, man. We getting there, man. We counting on down to the days. You know, we gonna go ham on the BOA channel, man. Endo, what up with you, man? Elijah Chainer, EC, what's good with you, bro? I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Real talk. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. Today, man, we gonna talk about a topic that I think we all need to discuss because from time to time, as alpha men, we have to check ourselves and make sure that we're being the most alpha version of ourselves. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, focusing on being the most alpha version of yourself is more difficult to do the more people you interact with. And that's one of the reasons that I decided I was going to be an entrepreneur, because I didn't want to be interacting with this group of people every day who were using societal influences to try to influence me from being my most alpha version. Now, if I was in that environment, I would have to do what I had to do, but it's much easier to focus on being your most alpha version and not worrying about being a people pleaser and not worrying about what they think. You know, alpha rule number one is F what they think. It's alpha rule number one. Look it up on the BOA channel and you'll see. So today we're going to talk about how to know if you're a people pleaser and how to cut that shit out. That's what we're going to talk about today, man. Jesus Perez, what's good, man? Sub-Zero, I see you. Abdullah, what up? LG, what up with you? Ice Cold, I see you. Q, what up? All right, let's do this. Now, when we talk about being a people pleaser, what do we mean? See, for the most part, we look at it from a perspective of what the beta male does to a woman. How the beta male shapes himself into what a woman wants him to be, or allows a woman to believe he is who he isn't, or lying to a woman and making her think you are who you're not, or you're not who you are, so you can put her in the frame of mind she needs to be in to view you the right way. See, all of these things lack the essence of alpha. You can't possibly go about life that way and really feel deep down inside like you're alpha. You may say you are, but you can't really feel like you are if you're a people pleaser. For whatever the reason is, the goal of the alpha male is to be a self-pleaser. That is the goal. Self-preservation, self-pleasure, all of these things, self-satisfaction, self-joy, self-enhancement, self-improvement, self-development. All of these things are about self. And if you do these things, you don't have to worry about focusing on other people because the people around you are going to benefit from your presence. The greatest gift you can give someone is not to be who they want you to be, it's to be the best version of yourself so they can reap the benefits of being around that quality of person, that quality of man. Everyone in the presence of an alpha male benefits. Now, whether they capitalize on those benefits or not is totally up to them. You don't care if they capitalize on it or not. You just know that you're a benefit to those who come into contact with you. Now, you know, being a people pleaser is a problematic and unfulfilling existence for both the pleaser and those being pleased. See, what we got to keep in mind is the people pleaser will do whatever is necessary for approval and acceptance while being willfully in denial of their true intentions, desires, reservations, and resentments. You know, you got that cat who always goes along with the crew even though he doesn't want to. He trying to hang tough and do what the guys do, even though he's not them. I'll give you a perfect example. The movie Boys in the Hood, when Doughboy and his crew went to find those cats who killed Ricky. Trey knew he didn't have any business in that car. He was functioning on emotion. But when he got to the point where he realized it wasn't meant for him to do, he jumped out of the car. And what happened? Yeah, Doughboy looked at him crazy. He pulled over, let him out. But you know what Doughboy told him the next morning? He said, man, I know why you got out the car. You shouldn't have been in there anyway. Now, what does that prove? It proves that when you're a people pleaser, a lot of the times people can see through what you're trying to do. Like, people know, especially the people who've been around you, they know the authentic you. But guess what? Nobody, you see Doe didn't tell him, nah, man, you can't go with us, man, when he first wanted to get in the car. He didn't tell him that then. Because when you're doing what people want you to do, they're going to let you do it. They may say something to you afterwards, but they're going to let you do it. Because they want you to do it. You dig? Now, let me give you some examples of being a people pleaser. Let's say a cat is married to, a woman he doesn't care for while behaving like he's the perfect lover for her. He's whining and dining her. He's buying her all of these things. It's the same principle as a man who's chasing a woman just for sex. Now, she's not going to give him just sex. So he has to sell her that he wants more. So he's doing all of this dating and all of this whining and dining and all of this taking her out and all of this letting her come to his crib and all of this buying her gifts and all of this taking her on trips. He's doing all of the things that would be necessary to get all of her just to get a piece of her. That's the people pleaser. I'll give you another example of a people pleaser. Acting like a loyal friend when secretly you're doing everything in your power to sabotage the efforts of those who befriended you. You know the cats who smile in your face and talk behind your back? The cats who are all buddy-buddy until somebody else come around and then they change their behavior? The cats who spend too much time catering to everybody? The cats that's too cool with everybody? These guys are people pleasers. The woman who tries to be everything she can for all of her friends. She's ride or die ratchet with one of her friends. She's a bookworm. Let's go to the library and study with another one of her friends. She's a let's go plant some flowers with one of her friends. She's a let's go to the club and see if we can get somebody to take us home with another one of her friends. She's everything for everyone. Brings to mind a perfect song, I'm Every Woman, It's All in Me. That's a people pleaser song. Listen, the lyrics say, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, I'll do it naturally. That's a bold-faced lie. You can't do everything someone wants done naturally. Some of it's got to be forced. That's the essence of a people pleaser. Joe, baby, I wanna do all of the things your man won't do. That's Joe. He's a people pleaser. Maybe women, but he's a people pleaser. He wants to do all of the things your man won't do. He don't like all that stuff, but he gonna do it anyway. People pleasers, man. Another example of a people pleaser is being at a job you absolutely abhor, but being a bootlicker while you're there. Man, if I hate a job, man, I'm not going to be in that boy every day acting like I love it. You understand? I'm going to do what I got to do and get the hell out of there. It ain't going to be no hanging. It ain't going to be no chilling. It ain't going to be no hee-hees and ha-has after work, man. Listen here, when I punch that clock, I'm out. I ain't coming to the Christmas party. I ain't coming to no birthday parties. I ain't coming to the Thanksgiving dinner. I ain't coming to the potluck. I ain't coming to the 4th of July. None of that. I ain't coming to the awards banquet. I ain't coming to nothing. I'm coming in there, man, punching that clock, getting my check, going home. But what else can you do when you absolutely hate the environment you're in? You got people that's in college right now, man, listen, nothing's wrong with going to college if that's what you want to do. But you got people there that's going to college for something they don't want to do. You want to be a forensic scientist, but you in there to go to medical school. You in there to go be a surgeon because that's what your dad was and that's what your granddad was. You don't even like basketball, but you're playing because that's what your dad did and that's what your granddad did. And your mother even played a little ball. You don't want to play ball. You know what you want to do? Man, you want to build robots. But you're a people pleaser. And at a certain point in life, you have to decide that you're not going to be a people pleaser anymore. You've got to decide that what you want is more important than anything else anyone else could want. And it's going to seem selfish to a lot of people, and that's fine. Because the whole purpose of being a people pleaser is that you care too damn much about what people think. You don't want to care about what people think. That's not your thing. You see, what we're going to have to keep in mind is this, man. Everything that you do for someone else is something that you don't like. I don't mean some things. I mean everything that you do for someone else is something that you don't like. You know why? Because we're all such individual beings that the moment you put somebody else first, you can't be putting yourself first at the same time. I don't care who it is. It could be your parent. It could be your wife. It could be your children. It could be, if the moment you put someone else first, you're putting yourself second. And that's the beginning of being a people pleaser. Because you know what? It should be hard for you to put someone before you put you. And the very moment you force yourself to do that, guess what? It becomes easier to do it the second time, and the third time, and the 10th time. And before you know it, you're putting everybody before you. That's how a man gets caught up in priding himself in his fatherhood role, in priding himself in his husband role, in priding himself in his friend role, in priding himself in his lover role, in priding himself in his coach role, in priding himself in all of these things that have nothing to do with who he is as an individual. What brings him joy, he is deciding that his joy comes from giving to other people. Yo, bro, that's not manly. That's not masculine. We human men are the only species on the planet that go around giving of ourselves to other people, even when it doesn't benefit us. Have you ever seen a male lion who has a pride see a lion come and he just says, you know what, bro? Let's work out an agreement. Let's try to work in here together. You take those lionesses over there. I'll take these over here. Nah, his fight or flight kicks in. Either he gonna fight or he gonna fly. That's what happens. You ain't never seen an animal give up a meal to another animal unless the animal was just too big and the animal took it. You have never seen an animal willingly give up a meal to an animal that just didn't overpower it and take its meal. Because humans are the only species who believe that giving of yourself is your gift to the world. What about giving to yourself? How wonderful is giving to yourself? I don't understand the logic in some of this stuff, man. I really don't. I really don't understand the logic in some of this stuff. You see, we got to do what we got to do, man. We're men. If it was so great to give of yourself, why we do all the giving and none of the receiving? As a man, why you got to do all the giving in your life? Why is everybody relying on you to give and nobody else gives you anything? It's damn near hard for you to get a thank you as a man, man. You know how many brothers I know who take good care of their women financially and they can't even get a thank you. The woman lives as if she deserves all of these things. She doesn't tell the man, I appreciate you. Some of these dudes can't even get meals cooked for them. I know a cat right now, man, getting plenty of money. He a millionaire, man. Old lady ain't cooked him a meal. Been married to the chick for 5 years. She ain't never cooked him a meal. She done moved her mama into the guest house to help with their children. She don't take care of the children. She don't take care of him. She don't do nothing. She believes she give him a little head and a little leg, then everything is well taken care of. She has no understanding that that man is not satisfied. But he knows he's not satisfied, but guess what? He's such a people pleaser that he's letting it ride. Now he asked me my opinion, and I told him, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Sound like you've been a fool for this chick. But if that's your thing, man, that's your thing. You did? Yeah. Kenneth Dobbins, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Let's get into this thing, man. Now, the number one reason that you're a people pleaser is you're absolutely terrified of exhibiting the courage to express at some point now. Now, you ain't got to express it when you first meet somebody. You don't have to. I do. But you don't have to. But at some point, you got to express your true needs, ambitions, and intentions. That's how homeboy ended up in a marriage with a woman for 5 years who ain't never cooked him a meal. He knew she wasn't going to cook him a meal. But let me tell you what happened. I got two partners that this happened to. The woman got pregnant. They got pressure from their OGs and their family, their granddad, their dad, to marry the woman because she was pregnant. You got a lot of cats that preach that. Hey, man, let me tell you something. You can't compound a mistake by making another mistake. If you got the wrong woman pregnant, how in the hell you going to fix that by then turn around and marrying the wrong woman? A bad decision is a bad decision. You can't fix it with another bad decision. That's the type of thing that the people pleaser mentality does. It makes you compound bad decisions with more bad decisions. So now your bad decision becomes an absolutely detrimental decision because you did not accept the fact that I don't have to do that. It is not the right thing for me to do. Now, was having a child with the wrong woman the right thing for you to do? No, it was careless. But you can't fix careless by being even more careless. That's not how life works. See, let me tell you what a people pleaser is. Let's break down what a people pleaser really is. D Miles, what up? A people pleaser is really a professional deceiver. But unlike other deceivers, you know, there are deceivers who lie to gain unfair advantages. There are deceivers who lie to get one over on someone or to slide through the cracks of something or to get themselves out of trouble. The people pleaser is a professional deceiver who doesn't lie to gain an advantage or any other benefit, but because of the fear of displeasing everyone is the driving force behind their will to live. If you're a people pleaser, you live to be accepted by other people. You live to satisfy other people. Any man who does that is no man at all. God did not put you here to be that. He did not put you here to be that, brothers. It's not your job as a man to be a people pleaser, bruh. You got cats out here right now, man, that's dealing with the children mama, man. She running the whole show. Telling you when you gonna visit. Telling you when you gonna do this. Telling you why this ain't enough money. Telling you even though you pay child support, you need to pay some more money. Telling you that blah, blah, blah. Telling you that if you ain't, well, you need to do this with your child, blah, blah. You need to do this and blah, blah. And you just sit there and deal with it. Let me tell you what you do, man, in these scenarios. You could snap, but don't snap. I'm not saying you got to cut up on a woman. The problem is you got all these hater cats out here that hate women so much they think you're supposed to cut up on them. You ain't got to cut up on them. You just ignore them. Man, let me tell you something, man. I went to this wildlife reserve Monday. I would have vlogged it, man, but the light was bad, and I didn't want to have my camera out there because the way it was looking in the sky was the bottom could have fallen out at any minute, and I didn't have my weatherproof camera. I had my small vlogging camera. It's not weather sealed, so I didn't vlog it. But man, we're out there, and one of the cats, man, his wife, he's a white cat. His wife was just rambling off all type of dumb talk, just saying foolish things. The type of things that a younger man, like some of you men in here now, honestly, would have snapped about and cut up on her. Asked her why she talking so stupid. You know what he did, man? Man, he just didn't even respond. Sometimes she repeated it, sometimes she didn't. Man, but he didn't even respond. He just ignored her. He just ignored her. Didn't say nothing, man. Just act like she wasn't even talking. Just act like she was talking to the brick wall, bruh. But he didn't do anything that she was requesting. He didn't acquiesce to any of her foolish requests. He didn't do any of that. He simply just ignored her. So I'm not saying when you're going through a situation like this, you don't have to be violent. You don't have to be violently opposed to being a people pleaser. Just don't do the stuff. You don't have to snap, I ain't doing that. Who you think you talking to? Hey, man, let me tell you something. If a woman say something crazy to you, fool, what you mean who you think she talking to? She talking to you. Just ignore her, bruh. Just ignore her. Just ignore anyone. I do it all the time, man. I do it all the time, bruh. I do it all the time. I mean, I have always done it. Really. And I'm just that way. A lot of times I'm busy. Sometimes, man, somebody call me, I don't want to talk. I just don't answer the phone. If I don't want to talk, that means I don't even want to say hello. I don't want to say, hey, I'm doing this. I'm going to hit you back. I don't want to say nothing. If I don't feel like talking to people, I'm not going to talk to nobody to even say, hey, hello, I'm going to call. Why the hell I'm going to say, hey, hello, I'm going to call you back? If I don't want to talk, I ain't going to talk. Man, I'm such the opposite of a people pleaser. So let me tell you something. When we get to the end of this, I'm going to tell you what this whole thing sums up to. And we're going to go back to one of the principles that we always talk about that we get the most pushback from. And all of you are going to be able to identify with this because this is the one we get the most pushback from. NYC Evolve 88, appreciate the super chat, brother. Brother say I stopped giving a damn after listening to BOA and got focused. It changed something in me. I'm grateful. Brooklyn, NYC. Flame, no doubt, bro. Marvin Elise say, man, appreciate the $2. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Brother say, preach. See, what we got to keep in mind is this, man. A lot of this behavior can often be traced back to having an emotionally volatile relationship with less than loving parents who were more like pet handlers than actual parents. A lot of us have dealt with that situation where one or both parents was pretty much more like a pet handler. You know, they did things with you. They'll walk you, play with you, you know, let you run around in the yard, do something like that. But when it came to actually showing you the type of emotional stability that's needed for you to develop into an emotionally healthy adult, a lot of us didn't get that. A lot of us didn't get it. I admit, man, I am emotionally scarred and flawed. If I would pick out one flaw that I do have, I can't point out many, but if I point out something that I would call a flaw, it is that. I am emotionally out of there. I'll admit it. I let women know that from the beginning. I am emotionally out of there. So now one thing I will say is that lack of emotional charge, that lack of emotional energy, that lack of emotional intensity keeps me from getting caught up in being a people pleaser for a woman. You know what I'm saying? I am not going to be a people pleaser for, man, sometimes, bro, sometimes a woman wants something, it don't be no problem for me. I just don't do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel anything like a people pleaser. That's why I tell you guys all the time. And I do believe that I am the original proponent of the make her earn everything mantra. Now, if you could go back and find somebody who was saying this more than a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, then fine. But I do believe that, you know, one of my first pieces of content was make her earn everything. That's the whole purpose for divorcing a woman who ain't treating you right. She's not earning you being there. She's not earning your matrimony. She's not earning your dedication. She's not earning your loyalty. The problem with being a people pleaser is you don't even care if people earn the stuff. You just give it because you are the earner. You're more concerned with earning their approval than you are with making them earn yours. It's counterproductive to you, man. It's counterproductive to your very existence. You can't function normally under those circumstances. You can't grow as an individual under those circumstances. You can't achieve any level of significant success under those circumstances. If you're just joining me, man, this is the King Ray Ray Show, where your resident educated thug / nerd, however you want to call it, is on duty today for the King Ray Ray Show. So you got to keep this in mind, man, that you can trace this back to your, and a lot of times you got to remember this. You still have that relationship with your parents. A lot of us still have that relationship with our parents. You got cats that are grown men that still go and cater to their parents. Grown men still taking abuse from their fathers. Still being treated like little boys by their fathers. Still being treated like little boys by their mothers. Still being scolded like a child. Still being told what to do, called names and all of that. Man, hey, you get to a certain point, brother, where you got to keep in mind. And let me tell you what happens. This is the main thing that happens. You got to keep in mind that suffering from abuse at of any kind at any point in life can make you become sadly dedicated to doing whatever is necessary to avoid that same fate. See, getting fussed at and jumped on and cussed out and all that, man, you grow up feeling so bad about that you do everything in your power to avoid it. So when your old lady get angry, you try to fix it. You think you can love her into treating you right. You think you can wine and dine her into treating you right. You think you can do all of these things into treating her right. It's the same thing with the dating game. There are some cats out here that can take a woman on a date, man, and get out of her panties. There are other cats that can take a woman on 5 dates and still ain't going to get no closer to getting out of her panties. You understand? There are certain cats out here that take women on all these dates and the woman already got made up in her mind that he ain't even the type of man, ain't nothing he can do to get her out of her drawers. But he's still going out there. Because it's a people pleaser mentality. Let me do everything I can in my power to seek your approval and hopefully I'll get it from you. That's people pleaser stuff, bruh. D. Fleming, appreciate the super chat, brother. So think about that sometime, man, when you or someone you know just goes into a different mode whenever someone gets angry with them. You got the cat, oh man, let me get home, man, for my old lady, man. You know, my old lady calling me, man. No matter where you at, your old lady call, you got to answer the phone. You chilling with the homies, you got to answer the phone. You got to go outside and talk to your old lady. She already know where you at. You got to answer the phone and talk to her anyway. Why? Because you make her do the same thing. Well, if she do it, then I got to do it. The one detriment of being a people pleaser that damages men in relationships is it makes you want to cater to your woman enough to make her feel equal. You know how much lying and deceiving you got to do to make a woman feel equal to you, man? You got to lie to her and yourself to make her feel equal to you because you know damn well she's not equal to you. But you go through all of these things so you can make her feel equal. You want her to think she's equal. No, even worse than that, you want her to believe that you think she's equal. She don't care if she don't care about feeling equal. She want you to treat her like an equal. It don't matter to her if she equal or not. She just don't want you to pull the rank that you rightfully have as a man to pull on her. That's all that is. It's kind of like dudes who can't get no women. They don't want the men who have an easy time getting women to pull rank on them in that way. So what they do is point the finger at the man who can get women. They call the women crazy for wanting those men. They talk bad about the women and the men, not because they care, not because they really feel that way, but because they don't want to be looked down upon when it comes to that aspect. Well, let me tell you something. All of us can be looked down on in certain aspects of our lives. You understand what I'm saying? As your resident thug / nerd, let me tell you something. There's some nerds that got more book sense than I got. But I got more book sense than I'm higher than halfway up the totem pole. There's some thugs, man, who got more street energy than I got. Who got more street cred than I got. Who've done more dirt in the streets than I've done. Who've made more money hustling in the streets than I've made. But I'm hired. I'm above the 50th percentile. I can guarantee you that. There are more niggas under me than above me. But am I the most thuggish thug? No. Am I the most educated, world-traveled, world-renowned nerd? No. I got a partner right now, man, to build computers from scratch. I'm talking about just order all the parts and just build a computer from scratch. Not take your computer and rebuild it. I'm talking about build the entire system from scratch. Man, that boy's a technological genius. I learned a lot of things from him, but I guarantee you, boy, I can't hold a candle to him, and I'm okay with that. That's just how it is in life, man. You're not going to be the best at everything. And so stop trying to convince people you are. Stop trying to act like you're this and you're that when you know you're not. Man, you know how some of us don't even remember what it is we like. Some of us don't even remember what our goals and ambitions are. Some of us have been people pleasers for so long that we can't remember what actually pleases us, so we continue to just be people pleasers and find pleasure in pleasing other people. Man, what kind of slave mentality are you living in when your pleasure is derived from pleasing other people as a man? As a man, what pleases you, your woman ain't got to do nothing but smile. And she knows that. So you know what she does? She makes you work for her smiles. She makes you go hard for her smiles. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff to get her to smile. And all she got to do to make you happy is smile about something you did. Her smile to you is like a pat on the head to a puppy. You're a puppy dog to her, man. Matter of fact, you're a puppy dog to everybody around you if you're a people pleaser. That's what you are. Another thing you got to keep it. See, this is the thing, man. You got to keep in mind this. This is how. Let's talk about some ways to remedy being a people pleaser, because part of this title is how to cut that out. Now we've discovered some ways that you can know that you're a people pleaser. Now let's talk about some ways to cut that foolishness out, man. First, you got to remind yourself that the authority figures from your early developmental stages that you spend all your time trying to cater to and who develop you into this people pleaser are not the same people you now call colleagues, friends, and even lovers. The women you deal with, your partners, your co-workers, they ain't the same people. They don't have the same level of authority. They don't have the same right to, like your parents have the right to talk however they want to you. Pretty much. In their minds, they do. These people don't take care of you. These people don't provide for you. You don't live under these people's roof. You don't have to worry about that. So the first thing you have to do is change your outlook on your interaction with people and stop interacting with people like you're a child. I had a woman come in the comments, man, the other day, man, and said, anybody with a pimp mentality is childish. We hate our mothers. And so we take resources from women. Now, I thought that was a very interesting take. Of course, I didn't respond to it, but I thought it was a very interesting take. But that's one of those shaming language tactics we talk about. You see, the problem is that is a woman who wants you and I to be people pleasers. You see, let me tell you something. We don't live in a society where a man is supposed to be stupid enough to be the sole provider for a household where a woman goes out and goes to work. If she goes out and goes to work, then she's neglecting the household duties. Because let me tell you something, maintaining a household, especially when there are children involved on an everyday basis, that is a job. Because I'm going to be honest with you, nigga, as a bachelor, I think it's a job to keep my crib clean and don't nobody be in there with me all the time. You know, sometimes my son be there, man, but don't nobody be in there with me all the time. And it's tough enough, man, to keep the place tidy now. To me, anyway. Because I feel like it should always be tidy, but you just never know, man. You get in a rush, you get late one morning, man. You cook breakfast, man. You're like, man, I got to go train these couple of clients. Then you come back, man, in between clients, man, to go back. You walk into the house, you got something you don't see all the time. You got dishes in the kitchen, so you got to walk into the house midday and clean up the kitchen. To me, I should never have to do that. But as a single man. You got to. But you got men who are have women who are married, and you got these same women feel like, okay, I should be able to go out here and make a career. I don't have to make being your wife, being these children, mother, my career anymore. I can go out here and create another career, and then, but I still come in here, but you still supposed to take on the old school responsibility of being a man, of being a provider. See, that's the thing that I don't understand about these fools out here. These foolish men who still say that men should stick to the old traditional way of being the sole provider of their household, but then say, well, the women, that's old school. You stuck in the 50s if you want a woman to stay at home. Man, them dudes is fools. I don't listen to fools. I don't listen to fools. Any man who says, well, the woman can be a new and improved version of her, but your reward for that is for you to keep being the same old version you were. That's why these dudes be in these divorces and they get taken to the damn cleaners. Some of these dudes are giving a woman who make more money than them a lifestyle. And then she leave with all her money intact because you ain't never make her give up none. You ain't even got to make her pay no bill. You got to make her break bread, though. What's she going out there working for if she ain't breaking bread? These boys is crazy out here. No woman finna go out there and work, go out there and work, especially go out there and work for somebody else. You better bring me all your money. I'm gonna make sure you taken care of. See, if I'm gonna play that old school provider role, every dollar that come in the house coming through me. A lot of time these cats don't do that. A lot of time these cats don't even, man, I know some cats don't even know what their old lady make. But he's a people pleaser. He's worried about what these old school clowns be out here saying, well, you just got to take care of you ain't no man if you ain't taking care of your woman. No, you ain't a man if your woman ain't taking care of you. And I ain't talking about financially. I'm talking about in all the ways that a woman traditionally took care of a man. And then, and then these cats had the audacity to say, well, she going out working now, so I should help her around the house. How you gonna take some of her responsibility as a woman, but then still pay all the bills, fool? What is her responsibility? Just to show up? Because you can't get no pretty woman ever in your life? Well, let me tell you something, fool. If you got a woman that's prettier than any woman you ever had in your life, let me bust your bubble right now. You only got her because she recognizes that you're a people pleaser. That's the only reason you got her. You ain't never had a woman that pretty before. The only reason you got her now because she recognizes you're a people pleaser and you're going to do whatever she wants you to do in order to keep her pleased, in order to keep from displeasing her. Her displeasure is the worst thing in the world for you. So all she got to do is pout them lips up and you're going to do anything she wants you to do. That's why she able to go out there and make more money than you and still have you at home paying all the bills like a sucker. This ain't no attack on you, but this is damn show some tough love for you. Because I ain't got nothing but love for you, brothers. But I ain't got no love for no foolishness. And being a people pleaser as a man is foolishness. Another thing, man, you got to keep in mind is this, man. Most of these people that you deal with now are not like your parents, man, or your elders from the past, man, who treated you like that, made you a people pleaser. These people often welcome a healthy round of opposing opinion, debate, and can even agree to disagree on many occasions. Hell, some of them can even deal with a slight bit of rejection as long as it's done tactfully and respectfully. Some of us couldn't say those things when we were children. You couldn't say, I don't want that. You must get to eat that food. That's all you get. You ain't gonna eat that. You ain't gonna eat nothing. You can't even have no choice on what you want to eat. If you experience something like that, man, put a 1 in the chat. You gonna eat without cooking. You ain't gonna eat nothing. Or to cook them something good and cook you some crap. I ate so much fried chicken as a kid, boy, I don't even eat fried chicken no more. Well, I mean, I don't eat fried food, but, I stopped eating fried chicken a long time ago, man. I ate too much of that crap, man, when I was a kid, man. J.L., appreciate the super chat, brother. It's crazy out here, man, that we look back on the things that we dealt with in our lives, man. We don't understand that we're people pleasers because of those things. Anytime, man, that you tell somebody, I don't care what you want, you just got to sit there and eat that. And they fussing and cussing and all in your face and all in your grill and threatening to whoop you and threatening to send you to bed hungry and all that, man. You know what you do? You sit down at that table, man, you pick through enough of that crap to fill your belly up. But then you get into the habit. After a while, you just sit at the table and eat what's in front of you. You can't wait. Man, listen, you can't wait to start making some money. You get a summer job as quick as you can. You can't wait to start making some money. And then what happened? Man, let me tell you something, bro. I've seen the situation. And this is a sad situation, where a cat had a summer job. 13 years old, bro, with a summer job. And instead of being able to buy his own shoes for school or buy some stuff he wanted or do something to make him feel like he was growing up, buy his own school supplies, but you know when you get that money, man, you want to do something for yourself. You want to show everybody how independent you are. His folks took every dollar he made, man. Told him, now that you're making money, you can contribute to this house. I want you to think about that. 13 years old, and now that he's making money, he got to contribute to the house. Now, listen, we talking about financially. He already doing chores, already cutting grass, already doing other things, already washing the cars, already walking and feeding the dogs, already doing all of these things. So he's already contributing to the household. So it's not like he's just this little kid sitting around doing nothing but playing Madden all day. He's a kid that's contributing to the household in a way that makes the household run. But at 13 years old, man, you got to contribute to the bills of the household. That's not how you develop a child, man. Man, you don't tell a child, man, make a child believe that his first dollar's got to go to bills. You know how damaging that is for the financial future, for the fiscal responsibility, the fiscal awareness of a child. You raise a child from that age thinking that you work to pay bills. No. You work to live the life that you want to live. And part of that is having to pay bills. But paying bills don't come first. You don't build a life around bills. That's why we in this debt crunch that we in, man. Everybody been raised to build a life around bills. Cats make a little bit more money, they get another bill. Cats make a lot more money, they get a couple of more bills. You know what I'm saying? Cat go from driving the E-Class Benz to driving the S-Class Benz because he make more money. Cat go from living in a $250,000 house to a $500,000 house because he make more money. So I'm telling you, man, you got to keep in mind, brothers, that a lot of this people-pleasing stuff, man, is based on, man, the things that a lot of us deal with as children, man. Being forced to do things that we don't want to. That's all being a people-pleaser. That is a result of spending years of your life being forced to do things you don't want to do. And it becomes habitual. It becomes habitual. You mess around and go to military basic training, man, you got to call everybody, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. You finally get a chance to call home, guess what happened? You're saying yes, sir, yes, ma'am, because you're just in the habit. Even if you weren't saying it before, even if you didn't have to say it before, you're saying it. People talk to you on your phone, they're surprised. You're saying it, listen, man, you're saying it to everybody. Like your cousins, everybody. Everybody getting yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Because you've been brainwashed into believing that that's how you address everyone. They make you subservient. That's what this entire thing is about. This entire society is based on making men subservient. And a part of being subservient is being a people pleaser. That's what a subservient being is, a people pleaser. Your woman should be the people pleaser, not you. Now, another thing you got to keep in mind is this, man. This is another way, another method, another step that you have to take to stop being a people pleaser. You have to understand and accept the people-pleasing behavior is helpful to no one, yet dangerous to everyone. For example, there's no benefit to moving forward on a work project you don't believe in. Here you are moving forward, especially when you got to have your name attached to it. When if it goes wrong, it's going to be detrimental to you. You may lose a license or lose a certification or something, but you tie your name and your energy to a work project that you don't even believe in, instead of having the wherewithal, instead of having the intentional fortitude, the gall, the balls to say, I'm not going to do that. I don't believe in that project. You'd rather be a people pleaser. Another example, in a relationship, you're being terribly unfair to your counterpart if you don't keep them aware of your true feelings and intentions. It's just not right, man. Like, whatever happened to men wanting to do the right thing? It's simply not the right thing to do. It's not the masculine thing to do. It's not the strong thing to do. But not only that, you're possibly signing yourself up for a life of unfulfillment with someone you don't love or perhaps even like in that way. Can you imagine being trapped in a marriage with somebody that you don't even like because you want to be a people pleaser? You were so concerned about breaking somebody's heart that you stayed with them. They, oh, I need you so much. I don't know what I'll do if you leave me. Well, let me tell you something, baby. You're about to find out. You're about to find out. That's what's about to go down now. You're about to find out. I don't know what you're going to do either, but we about to find out. Keep me posted. Hit me up and let me know how you feel in about 90 days. We ain't finna do no Miles J. Let's start over. Back to the way things were. Forget about him and I'll forget about her. We're not finna do that. We're not gonna do it. I don't like you like that. I don't like you like that. So that's not what we're gonna do. And we got to keep in mind, man, you got all these men out here in these scenarios, marrying these. Let's talk about Robert De Niro, man. I did a video on Robert De Niro a while back, man, and his divorce. He already divorced the chick one time. And got back with her when he was finna divorce her. He filed for divorce and then took it off the table. And got back with her and stayed with her another 20 years. And made all that money, made more money. And now she about to take him to the cleaners. Well, he should have been left there 20 years ago like he started to. But he's a people pleaser. That's just what it is, man. So another thing, man, another example of being being a people pleaser, some things you got to stop. If you take your true ideals and outlooks to heart as your unwavering truths, you can better openly and honestly express your authentic self to the world with a confident take it or leave it mentality. That's the mentality that a man should have. This is who I am, take it or leave it, for better or for worse. If you can say for better or for worse to get with some broad for life, you can say for better or for worse, this is who I am, this is who you got to take, this is who you got to accept me as. I ain't changing, I ain't becoming nobody else, I ain't gonna be nobody else. This is who I am, this is who I want to be, this is who I love. And either you gonna love it yourself or you're gonna get on away from it. If you don't like it, learn to love it. That's my mindset. I tell women that all the time. Oh, you kind of asshole, ain't you? Hey, shawty, you don't like it? No, I don't like it. Well, you better learn to love it. That's the only option. See, I ain't got to tell a woman, you can love it or you can leave it. I ain't got to tell her that. She's free to leave it any time. I don't have to say stuff like that. I said, learn to love it. In other words, you ain't got to like it, just love it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to like it to love it. And I just want to say this to y'all, man. The key to not being a people pleaser, man, the one key to it, this sums it all up. Be enough of an asshole to be brutally honest about yourself, your intentions, your desires, your ambitions. Be brutally honest about it. No matter how someone feels about your brutal honesty, you can't worry about how honesty is going to affect someone, because at least you ain't lying to them. Be enough of an asshole to be brutally honest, but be enough of a kind spirit to not shit on people because they may not agree with you or vice versa. That is how you stop yourself or keep yourself from being a people pleaser. Always keep it 100 with yourself, because that's the only way you can keep it 100 with anybody else. And there are no truer words that have ever been spoken, my brothers. I wouldn't lie to you. That's the bottom line. So, man, I appreciate everybody coming through, man. It's been real in the field. You know we get down over here, man. We 12 days away from Dr. BOA being free from YouTube jail. Got some amazing stuff coming over there. I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all. Got a bunch of members only chats coming up on the live streams over there, man. Everybody who's joined the memberships, man, I appreciate you. I know I can't do live streams over there, so I try to throw you some members only content over there. But we got 12 more days, man, and then we got a lot of members only live streams, members only chats coming up, man. We got a bunch of things coming up over there, man, and I appreciate y'all buying into the program. I appreciate everybody supporting on this channel, on that channel, on Patreon. How to know if you're a people pleaser and how to cut that shit out. I'm your host, King Ray Ray, the educated thug/nerd, and all of that good stuff. My squad, D Flemings, SJ3, Golden Child. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Brothers, y'all put God first and keep grinding and growing. Peace.